Eric, are you all right in there?
Yeah, I'm fine, Mom. I'm just in here master debating.
Oh boy, South Park has been cancelled again. Ugh. At least, that's what the internet wants you to believe. This week, many media outlets have reported on the show with deliberate hyperbole saturating their headlines. Of course, all of this is following the assassination of master debater Charlie Kirk, who was parodied in the season 27 episode Got a Nut.
I'm really sorry about this, it's just, I've got a monthly nut, you know?
The abrupt removal of the Charlie Kirk episode from reruns was done out of respect by Comedy Central following the man's assassination, and now this week the show conveniently misses a deadline. Most articles are now looking at fan reaction or backlash to these stories, with a general skepticism over the missed deadline explanation. Hours before the latest episode was supposed to air on Comedy Central, South Park took to their socials stating unfortunately they did not finish it in time. Luckily, it'll be ready for next week and the show isn't going anywhere. They even revealed their intended air dates for the next few weeks to months at this point, where there'll be a brief pause after the latest offering, then new episodes will air every 2 weeks leading up to December. I guess this confirms 10-episode seasons are back, no more streaming movies for now at least anyway. With the latest news, people's bullshit detectors are ringing loud for everybody to hear. Nobody believes that this is true. I wouldn't necessarily say the fans have turned on South Park, but more, they want to believe there's something else going on in the background that prevented this show from airing this week. Would you like to borrow my tinfoil hat for the rest of this video? This is not the first time an air date has been missed, by the way. It happened to the season 17 episode Goth Kids 3 Dawn of the Posers, where someone caused a power outage in the area, bringing production to a halt. For those who are out of the loop, South Park's turnaround is very quick for an episode, typically done within 6 days or less. And I've recommended it many times, but if you're getting withdrawals, you should check out the documentary film 6 Days to Air. You can find it for free on YouTube, and it's definitely worth your time, giving you an insight into the behind the scenes of the show. And with the latest season, despite there being 2 weeks between episode air dates, the creators openly stated, "We didn't get it done in time, this one's on us." Do you really believe that? Online speculation would have you believe the new episode was pulled last minute due to its content. Content we know nothing about, by the way, because as of the time of recording this video, there's been no title reveal or teaser for the next episode. I'd imagine this will be saved for sometime next week, but speculation continues to spread regardless. It's a narrative that writes itself at this point in the midst of a culture war and censorship of, quote, free speech. Look at the episode's Sermon on the Mount, for example, and the Stephen Colbert situation, and now the same is happening again. Jimmy Kimmel has been taken off the air for his comments on Charlie Kirk. Wow, the First Amendment seems to be going very well for the Americans. Not that we can really say anything over here in the UK. God forbid we upset someone over the internet and the police come knocking to have a chat. My point here is that the speculation over the missed air date is built on the continuation of another narrative. How come the rerun of the Charlie Kirk episode was pulled? Is the next episode going to reference the assassination? The questions continue. Has Comedy Central caved to the pressure of censorship following backlash? Have Trey and Matt gone too far this time? Or, and level with me here, there was no episode that got pulled last minute. Trey and Matt missed their deadline and that's it.
Boring!
Sadly, we live in a reality where the boring truth doesn't drive clicks, so instead we continue to get headlines to the effect of South Park cancelled over Charlie Kirk, just because it leans into outrage culture and the war on censorship. This latest offering will be the first episode to air since his death. By that logic, it clearly must have something to do with him, right? Well, no, not necessarily. Who knows, maybe we'll see Cartman get shot for master debating in public? Honestly, I was more invested in learning the identity of Satan's butt baby. What if it's Charlie Kirk himself? Would that be too far? The idea that South Park finally crossed a line after 27 seasons is honestly hilarious to me, especially when the Charlie Kirk parody felt like a one-and-done storyline. In the later seasons, the show's storytelling has become more experimental with its usage of serialization. I've found it to be a hit-or-miss concept. It can work with certain ideas, but I know some fans absolutely hate it, and fair enough, completely understandable. With Charlie Kirk's parody, it was no different to how South Park usually skewers a public figure. Trey Parker and Matt Stone have roasted celebrities, politicians, movements, and entire religions for decades. Nobody is safe, and that's kind of the point. Kirk just happens to be the latest entry in the long-running South Park vs. Culture archive, and ironically, he embraced the recognition he was given by the animated series and took it incredibly well. From the moment South Park released their teaser of Cartman master debating, Charlie shared the video and updated his social icons. He felt honoured and appeared to be empowered by it. After his death, Comedy Central pulled the rerun of the episode so as to not appear insensitive. It's still available to stream on services like Paramount Plus, so it's not as though it's now part of the Islam 5. Regardless of whether Charlie Kirk himself enjoyed the parody or that it wasn't deemed offensive, it was apparently better for the network to just stay out of the current situation. Death is always going to be viewed as a sensitive subject, especially under current circumstance, even with a divisive public figure. Perhaps it's just a personal frustration with how this ordeal has been framed, both by social posts and then media headlines running with these ideas. Not that I need to clarify this, but no, South Park has not been cancelled. It is locked into a massive deal with Paramount that runs into the 2030s. The media knows South Park isn't going anywhere. They know Trey and Matt aren't backing down. They've proven this time and time again. As usual, outrage gets clicks. Fear gets clicks. So the boring truth behind not meeting the deadline, episode delayed because animators ran out of time, instead translates to creators cancel episode from airing after Charlie Kirk shooting. Clickbait at its finest, I guess? South Park being quote-unquote cancelled has become a seasonal headline at this point. Same with the show being viewed as nothing but controversial. Trey and Matt never set out to be controversial, and yet between episodes there's always a round of speculation, a viral post stating the show is ending because you won't believe what they've said this time, and yet the show keeps coming back. In this instance, until proven otherwise, there was no secret censorship this week, no angry executives pulling the plug, at least not on South Park, too soon. Having an extra week to work on the new episode, I am intrigued to see what is going to happen next. I'd be very surprised if the Charlie Kirk assassination is not given at least some attention, to some extent anyway. Likewise, the latest news that Jimmy Kimmel has been cancelled, this will surely add to what they've already covered with the Stephen Colbert situation. The Trump stuff has been pretty wild, and I genuinely feel sorry for Satan as a character, which is hilarious. On one hand, I have found these episodes funny, but I do miss the silly, zany original South Park stories. I am grateful that we are still getting episodes of this show, but why can't we see Butters running an air traffic control? Kyle turning into a bird, P. Diddy escaping space prison with Starvin' Marvin. This fake-out trailer genuinely hyped me for the new season, and I was so disappointed to hear it was only made to promote the show's return and nothing more. Maybe these ideas will be recycled for upcoming episodes, but I honestly doubt it. I'd be curious to hear what other people's thoughts and feelings are on this level of wild speculation and the direction Season 27 has taken. Is the show at risk? Do you believe Trey and Matt are being held hostage behind the scenes? Or completely subverting this, do they have more power and control than they are letting on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, leave me a like if you enjoyed this discussion video, and for more content be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, DVD Review Studios.
Are you threatening me?